Hello, folks. Look at these beauties. I restored these Honda Snowblower buckets, had them powder coated. I'm going to show you today how I repair these damaged buckets. First of all, I want to thank everyone for liking and subscribing to the channels and our Facebook groups, Honda Snowblower Enthusiasts. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Here it is, May. This is the best time to be doing services and repairs on your Hondas. Get it out of the way now instead of waiting to the last minute. Very few people heed this advice. Set up appointments with your small engine shops or your dealers or do it yourself. That's the whole idea of this channel, to save you money. You really don't want to wait till the last minute. It could start snowing in October, November, December. And then everybody who's going to be coming on here on the Facebook group and on the channel asking questions and wishing they had taken care of this earlier. So let me show you what I do. Here's a couple buckets here. They look hopeless. Look at this. This is from, eating up rocks all the time. You got a gravel driveway or whatever. I just don't understand how somebody can let this happen. Maybe it was a commercial machine and they didn't care. Maybe the owner just didn't care. But this is terrible. It looks like it's ready for the dump. The skid shoes were never kept adjusted. So you got a lot of damage here also. The rest of the bucket doesn't look too bad. It's fairly straight. It's not tweaked or warped or anything. And a brand new bucket. I mean, this is a restored bucket, but this is what a brand new bucket looks like. It runs about $1,000 or $1,200. So, people are always asking me if I have good used buckets, and I just tell them, I says, man, you should just try to um, restore your old bucket. I mean, this is doable. It's going to be a lot of work. Here's another one. You can see the skid shoes were never kept adjusted. Your center support's all ground down. You can see where the housing guard goes. It's all ground down to about an inch and a half or so. The sides are all ground down. You see how ground down it is on the sides. Same over here. They're pretty much ground down. So let me show you what I did to this one. Here's a bucket that in the process of restoring. I put some new metal in here and I put new metal on the sides. Can you see that? And what I do is I made templates. I do so many of these. Here's the sides, the master auger housing for the 828 and the 928, which are the buckets that I usually receive that are damaged. A lot of 1132s also, so I'll have to make another template for 1132. And here's the template for the bottom. I cut out the old metal. Let me show you. You see, I cut out this metal here that was all damaged, and then I put the extension on there. I drilled the holes and I put this in first, and then I put the sides on here. So let me show you. You can see over here. This is how much was ground down from the original bucket. See, this is the new metal right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint this or powder coat it. But I show you, this is what happens when you don't keep your skid shoes adjusted. It's grinding. What's happening is that your bucket's grinding down on the ground. Your augers are hitting the ground, and pretty soon all the teeth will be gone. This gets all curled up and damaged, and you can see this is damaged. Sometimes I drill the holes out, the rivets, and I take the rivets here. I'll drill these out and take the support out and weld in a new center support. Okay, this one's a little bit ground down on the end here, but this helps support the bucket from excess flux, whatever you call it. So let me show you what I did to these over here. These are Here's the bottom. Now I didn't touch this. This is what a good bottom of the bucket should look like. You got about a half an inch from your slot here to the end. And the sides are actually good too. This is where I made my template for the sides. These sides are not ground down at all. You can see the metal here. This is all original. So this bucket was excellent, except for the fact that the owner was picking up rocks all the time. This was kind of like that one I showed you where the drum's got a big hole in it. I welded in a patch. It goes from here. I had to take the center port. Well, no, I actually didn't have to take the center support out of this one. See, this is a good center support too. It's not ground down here. So I welded in a Band-Aid patch all the way around where the hole was. And then when I went to the powder shop, I asked them to make several extra coatings in here. I'm not sure if you can see this, folks, but there's no seams. There's no seams from the outside patch to the inside here. Some people will weld in a metal in here, but if you can see that, I mean, it looks practically perfect. You can feel a little bit of a seam, but he put so much powder coat on it. He did more than 2 coats, I think. I asked him to do extra coating on the inside to negate the seams. So he did that. I paid him a little bit more for that. But this bucket, if you bought this brand new, it'd be $1,200, folks. I don't know how much time I put into repairing this. It was a lot of time. A welder might charge you several $100 to do this. And let me look at this one here. This is powder coated blue. I had to weld in, this extension on the bottom here. And then, here. I used to do this all the time. I used to just weld in what was needed. It looks like about an inch or so at the bottom. This was actually a lot more work just to weld in this 1 inch patch extension compared to this one. See, I just cut out two plates, two sides from my master template here, and then I drilled the holes and used a jigsaw to cut it out. I'm waiting on some bits for my Dremel, some heavy duty metal carving bits, so I can make these a lot better. They're a little bit off, so I want to. You see this here? It's a little bit off, so I'm gonna use my Dremel to make these a lot better. So after this is pretty much ready for either painting or powder coating. It's up to you. I like to use what do you call it here? Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Paint and Primer. This is Colonial Red, which is pretty close to the Honda. Sometimes I use Apple Red if I want a brighter color. But this stuff is great. I mean, you don't have to primer it, the parts first. It just goes on nice and thick. A couple coats is all you need. Sometimes I put 3 coats on, and then I'll put some clear on it. I use these angle grinders with different grits. This is a 40. I'll start at 40 or 80. I'll go up to 120, and then I'll go up to 320. You know, when I want to do the fine grinding, I'll show you. You know, I'm going to have to fine grind all this here with, with the grit, with the angle grind, with the disc. Okay, so it needs a little bit more work before I'm done, before I can paint it or powder coat it. But anyways, that's pretty much how I do this. Sometimes if you got the time, it's better than buying. People are always asking me about buying a new bucket. They're just so costly. You can ask around at your area welding shops and see how much. I asked the guy here locally. He says it depends on how much work it needs. It could be a couple hundred. It could be $400. I put in. I really don't keep track of the time, but I think I put in about Jesus. Let me think. About 8 hours into this, maybe. So I don't. A welder could probably do a lot quicker than I could. Because mostly the time involved is the prep work. It takes a lot longer to prep everything, and then you just cut. The welding is fairly is the quick part. Actually, it's all the preparation that goes into this. So it depends on what your skills are with a welder, or how get an estimate from a welder to do this. I mean, 8 hours for me. Uh, they used to take a lot longer, but I'm getting down there. Maybe I can get it down to 3 or 4 hours. The more I do, I've done about a dozen of these, and I still have another 10 in the backyard to go. So thanks for watching, folks. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.